down so I don't have the sun in my eyes. Oh, goodness me. We got mail. Oops. Let's do this side. Stupid mail. Stupid activities going on around here. Bunch of bullshit. And I'm finally angry. Come on back. Friends, family, frenemies, enemies, foes, admirers, haters. All of you, everybody. My dog's trying to eat the sidewalk. Anika, what are you doing? Yeah, come on, I got a story to tell. Tricky. You are not going to believe the drama. You're not going to believe the drama. I'm sitting out here. Oh my gosh, am I all pixely? Am I pixely? I know my internet sucks. This is going to suck if I can't tell you this story. Tell me, is it worth even watching? If it's not, I'll go to town and tell you tomorrow. Oh, you can hear me, but it's pixely. Well, dang it. Well, all right. Yeah, my internet does suck, and it's been cloudy all day today. So here it is. The illustrious trespass notice. No, spill the tea. So remember I showed you the poison on the property line the other day? Okay, so the saga goes on. First of all, my dog hasn't been over there since that day because I've been keeping close tabs on her and keeping her out of there. And the dogs from the other side, from the other neighbor over there, where is it? Oh, no, the other way, have been coming over and playing with her. So she hasn't been going over there to play with her dog. So anyway, the other day, I get in the mail it was sent like certified mail, but not return receipt requested. So I didn't have to sign for it. And it's a trespass notice, and it says, I am requesting that you, J. Matt Pruitt, not allow your animal described as Poutadoodle, white, female, large, to trespass on property located at address filled in accordance with Chapter 4, Article 1, Section 432 of Campbell County Code, which states, it shall be unlawful for the owner of any animal, after being requested by the owner of tenant of any premises, not to permit the animal to trespass upon such premises, to allow any such animal to go upon or remain upon such premises. Any person violating the premises shall be guilty of a Class 4 misdemeanor. Signed, Vic. The sick neighbor. The man that's dying. Like I said, they first gave permission for my dog to go over there and play with their dog. Then they got irritated because my dog was over there, and she did almost trip the old man because she got excited and wanted to play with him. And she did trample over a tulip because she got excited. So, okay, I'm all over that. Like, I want to write, first of all, this is not a legal document. Not a legal document. And I'm getting over that. And I might have to go find some glasses. And I'm getting ready to, I want to write on there, stop being a baby bitch, and tape it on their door. But I didn't. I'm just ignoring it, but I'm keeping my dog out of their yard and teaching her not to cross that line, right? We're working on that. And I don't think she's been over there in days. Well, today I'm having issues. Oh, and you know, I've told you about the granddaughter fighting and blah, blah, blah. And I called the sheriff. Okay. So come to find out, he'll trespass me. I haven't been over there. I don't need to go over there. But he's throwing things on my property. He is causing items of just nasty items to go onto my property. Let me tell you something, you guys. I have a friend in Florida who's right now facing 20 years in jail because of some bullshit like this. Stupid bullshit between neighbors who are angry, bitter people. They don't have any friends. Nobody comes to see them. Their family doesn't come. They're constantly telling me how their son is going to come and help them do this and do that. Instead, I was doing it, and my son and my grandkids were doing it for them. Okay, so I'm almost over this stupid fake trespass notice, and I'm in a bad mood today anyway. I think because I miss my, yeah, for those of you who like to see me get upset, come on in. I'm pissed today. I am pissed. So I'm sitting in my house, again, minding my own business. He knows, he has cameras all over his property. Okay, you guys, look. So he went to the hospital. He's always sick and going to the hospital. He went to the hospital, and his wife moved in her granddaughter and her granddaughter's boyfriend, one after another. Several different guys coming in and out. Well, when he came from home, and those guys were causing problems all over the neighborhood, not just with me, but with the other neighbors too. Letting, their dog was, anyway, they're causing problems. Going into other people's backyards without permission, all kinds of shit. My neighbor tried to poison my dog and put a trespass notice on her, which is bullshit. It's not signed by anybody. It's not copied by anybody. Come to find out, they got a Facebook lawyer to tell them what to do. So I'm sitting in my house, minding my own business today, and I decide to just check out Facebook real fast, right? And what do I see in our group posts? We have a group called hold on. Lynchburg recommendations. Hold on, now I gotta find it again. Lynchburg. We're not even in Lynchburg, but Lynchburg is the closest town, right? So Lynchburg recommendations and requests. All of a sudden, this post pops up. It was a day ago. Hold on. Here we go. From my neighbor. I bet Scott advised them. You think Scott stuck them on me? Hi, Seeger's mom. Okay, here's her post. This is the grandma's post. Now, the owners of the house are grandma and grandpa. We'll just say that. I have a question. I have a neighbor whose dog comes in my yard, destroyed my garden, and chewed the rope where I have my dog tied outside, and nothing. I've called animal control and the police, and nothing is done about it. I live in Campbell County. Any recommendations would be great. I also have a no trespassing in my yard. Okay, so first of all, she gave my dog, when my dog first came home, the dog was going over there to play with her dog. And she told me it was okay for my dog to go over there. But then her husband got upset. The dog did almost trip him. They don't have a garden, guys. They don't have a fucking garden. They had 2 tulips. The dog did tramp the tulips a little bit. Okay? So anyway, and remember, I caught him throwing mothballs on the property line and trying to bounce them into my property. And I called the police, and the police didn't want to have nothing to do with it, okay? So today, I'm over at the other neighbor's house. Now I went to talk to the other neighbor to warn them because their dogs were going over there, and I went and got their dogs several times last week from their yard. So I went to warn them, like, y'all need to be careful. They're putting poison down. They're trying to poison the dogs. The other thing is the kids play there. And my friend sent me an article about how dangerous mothballs are to children and animals and wildlife, including the birds. Okay? So that's a dangerous situation. So let's see. There's 205 comments on this post. 205. Certify mail them an animal trespass notice. You can find the form online. Save a copy for yourself. Once it gets delivered, each time you document the trespassed animal, you go to the magistrate's office and file a charge. Oh, I was talking to my neighbor next door. These are some of the comments and the comments and stuff. But when I was talking to the other neighbor, and he's lived here his whole life, these people over here have not lived here their whole life. The people over there have. I haven't looked up the law, but he says that Virginia is a fence out state. Now, this is true. There's a difference between states. Some states are fence in. You have to keep your animals in. Other states are fence out. If you don't want animals in your property, you have to fence them out. Well, mothballs are also not for putting outside. They're toxic to the environment, very toxic to the environment. Right, they're supposed to be used in your drawer for killing moths to keep your clothes safe. So I don't know if it's true, but they say it's a fence out state. So if they don't want my dogs in their yard, they have to fence it out. They also say that that my dog chewed their dog's leash off. That's not true either. Their dog has on more than 2 occasions chewed his leash and come to my house. And I take him in the house and I give him food and water because I worry about him anyway, because they leave him outside in the hot sun with no food and no water all day. They don't give him any attention. Keep watching. Keep watching. Seizure investigations, whatever. And I've been tempted to call animal control on them, but I don't like to call the popo. I don't like to call officials. That's not the way life should work, calling the police all the time. But they've obviously called the police on me several times. But anyway, I'm talking to the guys over there, and they tell me, so granddaughter, maybe she's 21, 22, 23, early 20s. They tell me that the police have been called over there since she was 18, 19 years old. She and her boyfriend beat them up, and there was a bunch of police over there. She got arrested, and yet they keep letting her in all these years later. And I know, I found my little slice of heaven, and all of a sudden I got a problem neighbor. Okay, so I went that route. She won't sign for the, oh, my neighbor says, I went that route. She won't sign for the animal trespassing. She expects me to sign this piece of shit. This ain't shit. This doesn't mean nothing to me. She wants me to put my name on here. Look, this ain't nothing. Like, I'm gonna sign this. If you don't make a set, look, my animal's fine. Don't worry about my animal. She's a service dog in training, and she's fine. Okay. Somebody else says that doesn't make any sense. Just because they don't want the document doesn't mean it can't be served. So she has proof that she mailed it. Yeah, my neighbor trespassed the pup. Oh, look, here she is, looking all cute. How can you stay mad at that face? Um, doesn't if they didn't serve it, they put it in the mail, and just because they have proof they mailed it doesn't mean they have proof that I received it. But I'm talking loud enough right now that they can hear me if they want to. Because I hear them yell at each other all the time. The police are always there. The granddaughter and her boyfriends are always beating somebody up or threatening to beat somebody up. The ambulance is there because he's going to the hospital. Oh, yeah. Isn't that a vicious dog? Oh, she's so mean. She's so mean and so vicious. Okay. She won't sign for the animal trespassing. That don't make any sense. Just because they don't want doesn't mean it can't be served. If that's the case, then people that have warrants could just refuse to accept. There's a difference. A warrant is served by a deputy. Oh my God, these people. See, I need to quit. I need to just quit because the intelligence of these people is making my brain break. Is that the side with the always barking dogs? No, 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 baby. The nice people. Yeah, the nice people over there. They have the always barking dogs. They breed hunting dogs. Act like I'm going to. Tricky. I told the other neighbor, she's really sweet, the lady of the house over there. I told her, I said, hey, if you see me practicing witchcraft in my front yard, just ignore it. My dog does not bark so much. She just barked at the truck. Oh my God, stop. My neighbor's dogs bark all the time. Okay, if that's the case, then people that have warrants. Okay, so the difference between a warrant is served by a sheriff. If they mail you a warrant, then yes, you can voluntarily turn yourself in or not. Thank you, Trixie. Somebody will. I'm telling you, if it keeps up, either my neighbor, my kids, somebody's gonna step up. Look, my dog doesn't bark that much. They're mad because the dog went in their yard. But let me tell you something. Their dog chews its rope and comes in my yard and has for 2 years. And when their dog comes in my yard because they left her out all night, because they left him out all day and went to town, I bring him in the house and I feed him and I water him and I show him attention and I text them and let them know that when they come home, their dog is in my house. You guys don't even understand how good I've been to these people. My kids and my grandkids and I kept their yard nice all summer. My son paid their electric bill because she came over here crying that her electric was getting shut off. We've taken them soup when they were sick. The dog chewed up the granddaughter's windmill. We went and bought her 3 new windmills. No, because I called them and let them know where the dog was and that they could pick him up when they got here. Otherwise, the dog would be running in the highway. The reason they keep him tied up is because he's a runner. Shut up. I don't even know who you are, Jack, but whatever. Yes, our dogs are friends and they just want to play. That's what it is. And they gave her permission in the beginning and then withdrew the permission without telling me, just calling me. One day he called me and said, look, I love the dog, but she almost tripped me twice and she's tearing up my flowers. Okay, fine. I got you. I'm coming to get her. I went and got her. Then the next day, their dog came over here and my granddaughter took their dog back to them. It's ridiculous. This dog war is stupid. Okay, well, I should have just let the dog get hit in the highway, right, Jack? I know who the fuck you are. Okay, let's read some more comments. This is still her. This is still the original poster. I've seen employees get written up and they have refused to sign the write-up. There's a difference between a sheriff's service, process of service, and just putting something in the mail. I'm not compelled to sign anything. Just because they didn't sign it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You have a witness present and they have to sign that. The employee refused. Yeah, if you had it served by service of process, you have a witness. All right. The dog has knocked me and my granddaughter on the ground. She is scared of the dog. This is not true. The granddaughter comes over in my yard and plays with the dog with my grandkids. And my dog has not knocked the grandma down, but she has almost knocked the grandpa down. And the granddaughter is not scared of the dog. And the granddaughter only comes here on weekends. Pepper spray it. So somebody's telling them to pepper spray it. This is exactly my suggestion. If it keeps coming, bear it. Okay, we're going to first we're going to put mothballs. We're going to pepper sprayer. We're going to bear macer. Yeah, thought that was a joke at first, but you're 100, whatever that means. Let's see. Or if you had a chicken or any livestock that was being attacked, you could legally use lethal. Now, this is true. If there is a dog or an animal that is threatening your livestock, it is legal. You like my blue Mustang? I love my blue Mustang too. Matter of fact, my neighbor wants to buy my blue Mustang. Almost monthly, I get somebody offering to buy my Mustang. Now, if the dog was threatening somebody's livestock, they have a right to shoot the dog. They don't have livestock. And she is a herding dog, not a hunting dog. So the neighbors had a rooster for a minute that needed rehomed, was indigent. And they every time the rooster would come over here, Anika would dippity trippity trippity just send her back home and then stay on this side of the fence. I don't know if you can see that fence. As soon as the rooster would cross the fence line, she would stop. Okay, so this is the people that told them where to get the document to do the trespass notice. So they say they have a no trespassing sign, right? The bottom part of the form doesn't have to be signed by them as long as you save the tracking number for your certified mail. She's getting attention over this anyway. She doesn't hurt anything, guys. She just wanted to play with their dog. That's all. And they're right here. It's not like they're far away. But let me show you real quickly before we go through some of these messages what they did today. Because I was over there at the neighbor's house talking because I was furious. I was like, I'm so furious. I need to talk to somebody before I do something I'm going to regret, right? So I went over there. I'm talking to her. Do you think for a minute that maybe you overstepped your bounds in bringing their dog in your house? No, Julie, because I had done it before and they thanked me for taking care of him while they were gone when he got off the leash. Because if we used to be friends. I was always doing stuff for them. Always. But the reason they're being pissy now is because I don't do shit for them anymore. I don't have any more money to give them. I can't keep their electric on. I'm not mowing their yard, and I told them why. I'm not fighting with their boyfriends. I'm not putting up with their granddaughter threatening to kick my ass. It's all bullshit. So here's what I'm over at the other neighbor's house, and I see the man throwing something in my yard. Throwing something in my yard. Here it is. This is so stupid. Fucking ridiculous. Why is he throwing? What happened? Uh-oh. What happened? Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Why is he throwing rotten potatoes? Look, more potatoes. Leave it. Thing is, she eats potatoes. That's part of her normal diet, is potatoes. But I want her eating rotten potatoes. Look, over here under the tree. He doesn't even know where his property line is. Like, is the property line right here at this tree? Is the property line at the corner of this fence? Come here, Anika, over here. Is the property line on this side or that side of this tree? We don't know exactly where the property line is. Yeah, I don't know, Julie. Are they poison potatoes? I don't know, but there's a whole pile of them right there. Now that's on his side as far as I know. Like I said, oh, he did. He got on his little mower with his sick ass and did a little bit of mowing, didn't he? Come on, Anika. Anika, come. Come on. So, yeah, what's the purpose of that? And I watched him do it, guys. Sorry. Sorry. You know he can hear me. I don't know. I'm talking as loud as I can. But look, here's the rotten potatoes that collect rodents, right? Right next to the mothballs to kill the rodents. Does this make any sense? Any sense at all? I hope you can still hear me. I'm away from the Wi-Fi. Let me get closer again to the Wi-Fi. Look, you see she comes when I call her. I've been paying really close attention. And they put those mothballs out before they sent me the trespass letter. Okay? Now why? And they never came over and said, listen, I really need you to keep your dog out of my yard. They never said that. They just said she was bothering them at the moment. I'm sorry, can you hear me? Jack, if you're listening to me, I was very kind to my neighbors. They're the ones that don't know how to be kind to their neighbors. Oh, but I'm talking to my friends, Jack. Several of these people in here are my friends, so not strangers. And sometimes I just need to vent because I need to vent. Yeah, I did. I got static video, Julie. She does. And it's not a crime. No, it's not a crime to let somebody, but it is a crime to kill somebody's dog. Who is this Jack guy? I don't have any mods in here. Tricky. Okay, Nicholas, you're out. I don't know who you are, but you're on timeout. You don't attack other members in my chat. Have you ever heard of Jack? That's what I want to know. Why I am a wench. You're a wench? Can I make you a wrench? Do you mind? We live right here. What are you talking about, a telephone call? They got my number. I got their number. If they wanted to talk to me about the dog, they can say, "Hey, I absolutely don't want the dog in my yard anymore." But the fact is, they're wishy-washy. They go back and forth. One day it's okay, the next day it's not okay. And now they want attention. You know what? You You know why they're pissed? Because I don't give them attention anymore. I don't give them money. I don't do any work for them. I don't take them food. I don't do anything for them anymore. I don't know who Jack is. He don't mean nothing to me, but he's not really bothering me anyway. So who's mature? Who's immature? They didn't try to have an adult conversation with before they called the police and tried to poison my dog and send a trespass notice. They never once told me, we do not want your dog on our property anymore. Please keep him away. They are horrible people. They scream at each other. They treat each other like shit. They beat each other up. The granddaughter is getting in trouble for trying to beat them up. Her boyfriends have had POs put on them for threatening to beat the grandparents up. Jack, you're right. You are absolutely right. And I was keeping it pretty much on the down low until we found what? A fucking post all about it, telling all kinds of lies. Now, this is my little bitty micro channel, right? What's this? This picture is weird. This is my micro channel with only a few people, but they put it in a public Facebook group. Okay. Since they did that, I feel like if I want to put it on my little channel and talk to my friends about it, exactly. Thank you, Riddle. They went public first. They put it all over Facebook and they're telling it, look, do you guys, does it look like I have 4 eyes? Because to me, I got 4 eyes right here in this picture. What is going on? What is going on? But yeah, they went public first. All right, so did my phone just die? Oh. Um, there are some really funny comments. Let's see. I didn't get nothing back. My husband sent the letter certified. That's all you need. Take this photo with a timestamp. Go to the magistrate's office today to file the first charge. So they're saying that picture, I don't know when that picture they took was before they sent the trespass notice. And I don't believe she's been over there since they sent the trespass notice. This guy says, I just went through this. Make yourself a copy of the filled out form, as well as, of course, these trashy folks won't sign. Now I'm trashy folks. What is this? Calling the police and filing trespass. Sounds like a baby bitch. Calling the police sounds like a bitch ass move to me. Yeah, the biggest problem, my most important job right now in my life is training my new service dog. So everything revolves around my dog right now. That's about the truth. All around, so sorry, Pluck, you have 4 eyes. I know. Do I have 4 eyes to you too? A meatloaf. No, we had pizza. I delivered DoorDash, and this lovely gentleman did my shopping for me and brought it to me, and I cooked a pizza. Yes, Tricky, you and Lori should come up here She's mean for not letting the dogs have a friend. She is mean for not letting the dogs play because that dog is lonely. She doesn't give it any attention. She doesn't spend any time with it. The granddaughter doesn't play with it. It stays tied up on that thing all day by itself. Half the time without food and water in the heat or the cold. And I have been tempted to call animal control myself on them and the way they treat that granddaughter of theirs. People have threatened to call social services on them for the way they scream and yell and grab and yank their granddaughter. But they're lonely and miserable, so I guess their dog has to be lonely and miserable. Like I said, they got no friends. Their kids live in Lynchburg and don't come and see them, except for the granddaughter that's always trying to take advantage of them and beating them up and trying to move in and mooch and move her boyfriends in and not do any of the work and not pay any of the bills and get the police there all the time. So yeah, anyway, it's been an ongoing situation that the police are over there all the time. Okay, I would camp out and wait for it to cross into your yard. I'm reading more comments. These people are mean and then scare the shit out of it. I mean, I know it's extra effort on your behalf, but dogs learn. I'm not saying hurt it in any way. Obviously, I love dogs, but that's how those electric fences work. LOL. They leave the perimeter, they get shocked. Just use shock value instead. LOL. Chase it with some pots, banging them together and screaming bloody murder. Now, they can do that if they want to. That would be funny. Airsoft him. He'll keep moving. Just playing. 2 replies to that comment. Let's see. If you want to charge. Yeah, somebody says, if you want to charge, airsoft him. Bet you one mouth. I don't understand, Tricky. Okay, here's a good comment. Did you actually go talk to your neighbor? Question mark. Huh. I wonder how that would work. Go talk with them, non-confrontational. Now there's an idea. Maybe the pup wants to play with your dog. Ah, imagine. Well, there's somebody with some silver spinach. Silver spinach has some brains. Let's see, we got some replies to that one. Oh, she says, I've talked to my neighbor. She just laughs about it. She's a lying fucking bitch. Right there. The dog dug up my tulips. Lie. She did trample on the tulip. And my tomato garden. She doesn't have a tomato garden. You want to see her tomato plant? I can show you her tomato plant in the bucket. It's still there. And my granddaughter put a windmill outside and the dog tore it up. When she came back to my house, she was all upset about it. That's true. The dog did tear up the windmill, and me and my granddaughter went and bought her 3 new windmills and took them to her. Yeah, the dogs want to be friends. These people are gross. They're fucking disgusting. And now I know I tried so hard to be good neighbors to them. Here we go. Somebody says to her, take the dog to the shelter. There may be the owner won't come for it and they'll find it a better home. Well, I'll tell you what, the dog is chipped. The dog is chipped. They know where the dog belongs. The dog is chipped and registered. So take it anywhere you want. Somebody else says, at that point, the next step is to take the dog to the shelter. Don't have to tell them you know the owner. The dog is chipped. And when they find the owner, they'll find out the owner is the neighbor. Who are these people? Who are these people, you guys? Oh my God, my brain is melting. I swear my brain is melting. All right. Just say, okay, don't have to tell them you know the owner. Just say the dog keeps trespassing and destroying your property. If the owner really likes the dog enough, they can pay the fee to reclaim over and over until they realize a wire lead is cheap. Would recommend a wire lead for your dog, not a rope. Duh. Just order one online. But the problem is their dog has tuned up several ropes, including one of mine. Just ordered online, $20, $35 lead and stake. Somebody else says, yes, find a new home for the pup. Let me tell you something about the dogs in this area. They all run. My neighbor, Lori, they have those dogs you kept hearing, they have 17 hunting hounds back there. 2 outside dogs that stay in the front yard and 2 indoor dogs. 17, 18, 19, 21 dogs. And they run. They let them out to run sometimes. All the dogs out here are off leash, out of yard, running. Okay? So what happens if the pup goes on to who? Okay, I don't get your question. I wish I could fix my internet connection. I know it's blurry. Um, God, I don't know what only way I'd be happy. I would love it. I don't know what that person's talking about. 5 tulips last like 5 days. Yeah, 4 eyes. Somebody can't see my 4 eyes besides me. I'm sorry, you guys. I've got the best internet I can get out here. Can you say whatever? Oh, find a new home for the pup. Tell the neighbor it sure would be a shame if something happened to your dog. Listen, tell the neighbor it sure would be a shame if something happened to your dog while it was running around freely, such as possibly disappearing. Make sure you keep a completely straight face while delivering this. If the neighbor is not responsive to this, let me know and we will disappear the dog. Let's keep track of who this is. Loyal Dolphin 975 is willing to disappear my dog. Huh. Let's see. What else do you have going on there? You really wanted to get in this conversation with that kind of bullshit? Okay, anyway. Yeah, okay, they're willing to. Okay, she says her other dog died because it ran loose. She didn't care for that dog either, unfortunately. Now that was harsh. I was with my dog when he got hit. I was right beside my dog when he got hit. She said the dog is her support dog, but the dog is on my property more than hers. My dog is not a support dog. My dog is a service dog in training. She's a puppy. She's 4 months old, stupid. Loyal Dolphin pipes in again. Something needs to be done because apparently she doesn't care if me or my husband. Oh no, this is her again. Because apparently she doesn't care if me or my husband get knocked down by her dog. We're both over the age of 70. Somebody says too loyal dolphin. No, don't do that. I had a friend in South Boston, VA a few years ago. South Boston's real close to here. Somebody got timed out. Don't you have your toys out in front of kids? Oh boy, you coming up with some old stuff. You coming up with some old lies, aren't you? Those are old lies. You got to catch up. A few years ago, tell that to her neighbor when their dogs were killing her chickens. One of the dogs was found shot to death, and the warden came after her, took all her guns, and she was found guilty. Oh no. And had to pay $3,000 fine because it was a hunting dog. I wonder how much you have to pay if it's a service. Look, she's so sweet. You guys, she just had a bath the other day, but she loves to play in the mud. Look at that. Her nickname is Mud Mouth. It's not the phone, it's the internet connection. Can you guys hear me? Oh, yeah, it's the vertical. That's right. I forgot. But it's not just that. It's people from the old days. North Star Alpha. Let's see. I can't remember who said that, but the toy one, that was old from back when who was it? Wizzy. Remember WYSIWYG and all those freaks? They saw a bong in the windowsill and they spread a rumor that I had sex toys out in front of my granddaughter. Yeah, that's where that sex toys in front of my kids came from. You can find the picture and you can clearly tell it's a little water pipe, not a sex toy. Okay, here come the good comments. This person, this very smart person says, "Are we sure the dog is old enough to read?" Because remember they said they had a no trespassing sign. Somebody else laughed and said what I was going to ask. Somebody else is laughing. Game warden. The ones in my area actually do something. There was a dog that kept coming in our yard, had name and no name on collar. We kept trying to get the owner, no luck. We called game warden. They took the dog and said they would try owner. If no luck, they would take to SPCA and did. So the game warden tried to return the dog to the owner. They didn't do anything rotten. They tried to help. Here's another one. If you've talked to your neighbor about it and nothing has been done, take the dog. Okay, now didn't somebody just tell me if you take possession of somebody else's dog, that's stealing? So this person is advising them to steal my dog. Obviously, your neighbor doesn't care about it to let it wander, or they would have it on a lead or invisible fence, or maybe take it to the animal shelter. You guys, let me just, again, she claims it's her support dog, but it's always at my house. Such a liar. Again, have you tried to talk to your neighbor? No. Probably the best place to start. Dogs don't care about a no trespass sign, not like they can read it, but it may also keep your neighbor from getting their dog when they see he's at your house if he won't come to them when called. Pretty sure there isn't a leash law for Campbell County. There is not a leash law for Campbell County. Oh, you do? Yeah, I have four eyes. I don't know why. Is what pink? Is what pink? I don't know. Yes, I have four eyes and it's weird as heck. Maybe I'm an alien. I don't know how that's happening. Okay, let's see. Anyway, they're trying to advise her to have a friendly conversation. She says, "I've talked to my neighbor and she just laughs about it." This is not true. This is not true at all. Depending on the area, there is a leash law in Campbell County. Need to verify if you are in that area. There's not a leash law in Gladys. Pets cannot be a nuisance. Call the sheriff's office. Serve a no trespass. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Somebody else say this worked for me when I had a large dog taking huge dumps in my yard. Fill an aluminum can with some rocks and duct tape the hole. Throw it the general direction of the dog. The noise scares them. So One of the boyfriends that was staying over there had this big old boxer that used to run the neighborhood, and he came over here every day and took a dump in my front yard. Every day. Is my He means, is your baddie pink? Is my baddie pink? I was beginning to think you were breaking first contact. Yeah, I know. Dumps is good for plants. Yeah, but still, we got woods. We're surrounded by woods. We all have woods in the back of our house. Like, take your dog in the back. Don't take him to my front yard. I trained my dog to take a dump. Neighbor's yard. Anyway, they're trying to get me to they want them to scare the dog. Put dog in car truck, drop off at the pound or animal control center. So they're advising that again. That ties up cages for animals that need it. And so now somebody's coming in and saying, don't use the pound for frivolous reasons because there's animals that really need to be there. And for them calling the cops all the fucking time. They call the cops for everything. I was out there talking to the girl's boyfriend one night. And we were having a little argument. And she got on the phone and said she was calling the cops. And I told him, okay, I'm going to go in the house since y'all are snitches and you need to call the cops. I'm going to go in the house and get dressed and wait for the police. They are the worst individuals and the most obnoxious, and they call the cops the most. It's crazy. First thing the animal control will tell you is Campbell County is a no-leash county. This is true, which I hate with a passion, and they won't do a thing. I don't care about the dogs coming in my yard. The dogs come in my yard all the time. My other neighbor's dogs, they came in my yard from the time I moved in. And I used to have these big trash cans out in the back where I would put my trash bags in there before I would take it all to the dump. And they would come over and knock it down and spread the trash around. Instead of complaining and whining and getting mad, I quit putting the trash outside. I take it to the dump more frequently. People from Chicago call the cops over everything. Told them to head back there and stop ruining rural Indiana with that BS. I know. They're not from here. They're not from here. We're on the East Coast. They're from the Northeast. Okay. They're not from rural area, but get an air horn and do it while he ain't looking. He won't come back. Oh yeah, this is the neighbor that girl and that guy kept fighting on the front porch, in the front yard, late at night, screaming at each other and yelling and blasting music and fighting. And finally, one day I came out with the air horn and I sirened it. Roo, 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 roo. Hi, Tyler. It's fine that you're gay. Since you had to announce it, nobody would have known if you wouldn't announce it. I'm whining because I feel like whining, okay? That's the only reason I feel like it. Because I got pissed off and I decided I should vent before I did something I would regret. Like go over there and cuss those people out and knock them on their old asses. What you barking at? Tell your neighbor if it doesn't stop, then you're going to get animal control involved. Also, don't tie your dog up outside. Exactly. They keep their dog tied up outside all the time. That poor dog has no interaction, no attention. It's eyes. I got 4 eyes, and I don't know why. I do not know why, you guys. It's the internet, the camera. My camera's doing weird, weird things. Let's see. Animal control can't do anything. Take out no trespassing on the dog. This is so stupid. Oh, just remember it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. She says, my neighbor says, I realize that, but the neighbor doesn't care. Just don't take your anger out on the dog. I have cats that come into my yard and I don't like it, but it pisses me off, but whatever. And she said, oh, have you spoken with your neighbor? Should I add in there that no, she has not spoken to her neighbor? She has not asked me to keep my dog out of her yard. The last time I talked to her, she told me it was okay for the dog to be in the yard playing with her dog. She says, yes, she's talked to me and she doesn't care. My husband is a sick man and can't afford to fall because it will put him back into the hospital. We are both over 70 years old. Somebody says, I won't do that. It's not the dog's fault. Have you tried talking to the neighbor? Most people would be reasonable if you talk to them. Otherwise, call the authorities. When someone says they've spoken to the person and they just don't care, it makes me wonder how that conversation was initiated and what exactly was said. Like another said, so somebody's calling her out and saying that most people aren't just going to laugh and walk away and say they don't care. So they're asking, how did she initiate the conversation? So most people are reasonable if you approach them in the right way. The neighbor says, I've approached her in a loving way. She doesn't know how to talk in a loving way, guys. Even calling her, asking her to please not allow her dog on my property. She didn't do that. And then she says, she laughed at me saying there is no leash law. Try again. That's when I went to the animal shelter to send her the paper. This is total straight up lie. This is total straight up lie, y'all. She did not talk to me. I did not laugh at her. I did not tell her try again. There's no leash law. The only time I have been mean to her is when I yelled at her at the didn't yell at her, but I talked sternly to her at the landfill to tell her how much it hurt me that they made a scene when I was trying to bury my dog. They pulled up next to my property line, opened all the doors in the car and blasted the music and started screaming and yelling on their porch while me and my family were gathered around crying and hugging each other, burying my last service dog. That broke my heart. And when she saw me at the dump and she spoke to me, I told her that broke my heart and that hurt me deeply. And that's the last time I talked to her. Except when she told me the dog could come in the yard. And now here she says that I said I'm not going to sign the paper. She doesn't know if I had the paper or not. She doesn't know if I got it. And I never told her I wasn't going to sign it. And she says the dog is still coming over, and it's not. That's what I think, Trixie, that I'm going to tell him that the only reason she's doing this is because she's mad because I quit mowing her yard and paying her bills. Somebody else says, "Well, if she's straight, they've spoken, dogs coming to your." They can't even speak a whole these people can't speak a sentence. I'm not even gonna read theirs. "I don't what they do anymore. The dog made my 5-year-old fall after jumping on her. The 5-year-old comes and plays with the dog in my yard." They do. They bitch and cry about anything. I'm telling you, this lady used to come over like 2 or 3 times a week and start crying to me about how couldn't lose her house. Like, she had sprained her wrist, and she fell, and her husband's sick, and she can't work, and she's crying because, I mean, crocodile tears. She's worked too hard. She can't lose her house, blah, blah, blah. And I asked her this, and this happened after we paid the electric bill. So, and she had told me this several times over the past over a couple months, right? So I asked her, "Well, how many months are you behind?" "Oh, I'm not behind. I'm not behind." "Oh, well, I wouldn't worry about it then." "Oh, but I work so hard. I can't lose my house." Blah, blah. Finally, I looked at her and I said, "Stop crying to me about your house. I am $10,000 in arrears on my mortgage, and I don't want to hear any more about your damn house payment." Those tears dried up so quick, and she never said a word to me about her house payment again. Or asked me for money. Never again asked me for money. Never again came over here talking to me about they had no food. Oh, she says, "I have tied up my dog up outside where he's pooping in her yard," which she complained about, where I went over there with a pooper scooper to pick up his poop. It wasn't her. I never complained about her dog pooping in my yard. I complained about the boyfriend's dog pooping in my yard. And he didn't come over here with a pooper scooper. He came over with a shovel and started screaming and yelling at me. Yeah, let Facebook know how she can't pay her bills. Let's see. God, she's such a liar. She's so you know what? You guys, I gotta quit because this is like fighting with a toddler, right? That's how I feel right now because this person, she's mentally unstable. She doesn't know reality from the dream world. She Okay, her dog destroyed my tulips, tore up my tomato plants. That's a lie. Again, she goes over the windmill. She's going over this stuff again and again. Boy, she got a lot of attention off of this, though. She's sitting over there in her lonely house all by herself where nobody comes to see her, nobody talks to her. Her husband treats her like shit. And now she got 2 days worth of attention off of this complaint. Should introduce yourself as a veteran with I'm telling you, man, I've been friends with them, with the the pup. We've already been through that. They know I'm a veteran. They know I'm a disabled veteran. They know Miklos was a service dog. They know she's a brand new puppy. Well, when animals start attacking your livestock, that's a different story. A lot of people just don't care. It doesn't matter how you talk to them. Somebody else says, "Such a pretty dog, so sorry owner won't talk about it, won't work things out. It's not the dog's fault." Somebody else put an ad up here for some ultrasonic sound things to keep the dog away. Take the dog to the shelter, try water balloons, a super soaker, take Take pictures and video of dogs destroying the property. Hold your neighbors responsible for damage. Take it to the shelter. These people are mean. Now, here's a good statement. Put up a fence. Huh. A higher expense the owner shouldn't be saddled with. Oh, here's another good one. Dog may not know how to read. You might have to read the no trespassing sign to him. Again, take him to the animal shelter. Oh, now they're saying that the dog's coat looks neglected. Here we go again. Remember that? We're going to go back to how the dog's coat is neglected. Call animal control and say you want a welfare check on the animal since it's always loose and looks matted. Well, I think they should feed their dog. Dogs don't know trespassing. I doubt the dog can read the sign. File a claim in court. Itemize all property, and next, go to the magistrate. Take the dog to the shelter. Don't hurt the dog. Scare the owner. Okay, that's enough. The dog can't read. Talk to your neighbor. A fence, that way. See, if they would put up a fence, they wouldn't have to worry about my dog, and they could let their dog off that chain. Poor dog. Put up a fence. There's another one. Put up a fence. Oh, they're sticking up for them, saying they shouldn't have to put up a fence because they're in their 70s and they're on a fixed income. Do you have any other neighbors? All the other neighbors hate them. Okay, so there's another family that lives down the road that way. Okay. Right up, you go up in front of the fence and you go that way. And when I first moved here, she was always telling me that she was friends with the lady back there. She was always telling me, yeah, we're friends, we're friends, we're friends. All of a sudden, we don't talk no more. Yeah, we don't talk no more. I don't know what happened, but just all of a sudden, we don't really talk no more. So one day I heard the little great granddaughter saying about me to somebody, oh, we don't talk no more. So that's what happens when the other person gets tired of doing for and listening to the whining and complaining and doesn't have nothing left for her, then it's just, oh, we don't talk no more. Talk to the magistrate, charge the owner, get a leash on the dog and take it to animal control. Take the dog. Yeah, steal the dog. Go ahead. If the dog has knocked you to the ground and destroyed your property, animal control is supposed to get involved. Put up a fence. My mom would buy a restaurant-sized container of cayenne pepper and sprinkle it on her yard. And after a couple times, dogs will not come on your yard. Now, see, cayenne pepper, I wouldn't care. Oh, hi, youngin'. This is your favorite grandma here. They call me Tutu or Pluck. We're talking about dog problems. Move out of Campbell County. Yeah, they need to move out of Campbell County. They need to go to the city where she can't drive, you guys. When her husband dies, how's she going to be able to get to the store? He won't let her get a driver's license. And he told her she's too dumb to drive the mower. I told her I'd teach her to drive the mower, and he said she can't drive the mower. And I told her, well, why does he let me drive the mower? She says, oh, because you have a driver's license. Well, why don't you have a driver's license? Well, I never got one. Why didn't he help you get one? Oh, he doesn't think I can. So I had told her I'd help her get a driver's license. And I tried to get her a book and I was going to take her driving, but then her granddaughter moved in and all this crazy stuff started happening. Anyway, we're talking about yeah, there's really nothing they can do about the dog running free in Campbell County. Oh, maybe you could enjoy the dog coming over. Be nice, be happy, makes life easier. Oh, I love that. I like that one. The owners will have to pay for everything. Tell the dog owner. Somebody says, shoot. Don't think Fido can read your sign. Nice try. Don't take it out on the dog. Looks like a sweet pup. Go after the owners. You can serve her with a no trespass order for dog. Notarize and send certified mail. And so there's that where somebody sent them a picture to how to do it, and they did not notarize it. They did not get it notarized. No leash law, blah, blah, blah. Take them to court for damage. That's what the sheriff told me when I called. He says it's a civil issue. So yeah, if the dog destroys something valuable enough for them to sue me for it, it would be a civil issue. Print out no trespassing. Okay, firecrackers are a great deterrent. My dad's an ass. My dad was an asshole, but that's what my dad would do. He had a house in Arizona, and when the dogs, so the houses there had these adobe walls, right? Adobe fences separating the yards. So if there was a dog on any side of him that would bark all incessantly, him and my uncle would throw firecrackers over the fence. Somebody says, can that dog read? Try those popping caps that kids play with. The dog should have seen the no trespassing sign, motion activated sprinklers. You guys, that's enough. I'm tired. They're talking about spraying it with a hose. Put a fence up. Yeah, they need to put their own damn fence up. Take them to court for destruction of property, animal control, blah, 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 blah. I'm done. I want to keep this thread, but all right, I'm done bitching. This the only, I don't have any problems with any other neighbors, anybody, anywhere. They're my only problem. You guys, what's up? Is that it? You want to talk about anything else? Have I screamed and yelled enough? Do you guys, have I got some attention? Do you guys want to both smoke up my butt real fast? Tell me how great I am, how cool I am, how wonderful I am. Just kidding. Just kidding, you know, because there's some people that love that. All right, Tricky. Good to see ya. Who else? Riddle. Riddle, I would like you to hit me up because I can't seem to find your number. And I've been wanting to talk to you. Anybody else in here I really know? I forgot about that the vertical brings different people. Hey Julie. Um this four eye stream. I can't, that's weird that you guys could see the four eyes too. This is weird as heck. Look. Maybe I am alien. Maybe I am an alien. We don't know. Ooh. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm gonna go in and chill. You guys, you guys have a good night. Thanks, Lori. Yeah, y'all have a good night.